The ghosts of the Rudd-Gillard years are circling this government again. We saw it with the boat arrivals last month. Now MPs are openly backgrounding against Albo, just like Rudd did against Gillard in 2013. And remember how that turned out. It's the Labor curse. Well, a rift has emerged within the party as it prepares to hand down its budget. 9 newspapers is today reporting federal ministers are frustrated that key spending proposals are being rejected by Anthony Albanese's powerful inner circle, with Penny Wong and Katy Gallagher dubbed co-deputy prime ministers, in a sign of tension within the upper echelons of the government as it prepares the upcoming budget. In fact, several ministers have spoken anonymously to the paper. One said Minister Ed Husic has complained directly to Albanese that the Cabinet's powerful expenditure review committee was shutting out ministers from decision-making. These leaks reveal Albo has a big problem. If you have several ministers backgrounding against you, you know you're in trouble. And the question needs to be asked: who is running the Labor Party right now? Because it seems as though it's either Wong or Gallagher. It's certainly not the Prime Minister, and his party is imploding. Labor insider Cameron Milner has told me Albanista loyalty and deep paranoia that Albo is increasingly vulnerable is driving the drawing up off the drawbridge. Using Gallagher and Wong as deputies in all but name shows how even compliant Richard Marles isn't in the inner circle either. It's notable that Wong and Gallagher are part of a regular dinner club with the PM, but Chalmers needed a special invitation to attend. Well, it's interesting. Jim Chalmers has been named by the paper today as being part of a gang of 4, comprising of him, Albo, Wong and Gallagher. That's despite lingering tensions between the PM and his treasurer. And what's that old saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The last time there was a so-called gang of 4 was under the first Rudd government, comprising of himself, Julia Gillard, Wayne Swan and Lindsay Tanner. Fast forward more than 15 years, Labor is back to its old schoolyard clique tricks. Now, Labor MPs were desperately trying to deny the claims today.
Well, I think I've seen the reports, and I don't think it's any surprise that we have people who would like to do more and a budget that can't do everything.
Are there ministers being shut out of decision-making?
No, I don't believe so. You know, the process that we run to put our budgets together isn't new. It isn't unusual.
Ed Husic named as one. Are you another?
The Albanese government is running a cabinet-style government. We are a long way from where our Prime Minister is appointing himself to 5 or 6 portfolios secretly.
Now, Labor ministers might be playing coy here, but one can't help but feel a sense of deja vu. There have been so many parallels to the Rudd-Gillard years under Albo. Remember this, Furphy?
There will be no carbon tax under the government I lead.
And Albo's own carbon tax moment came in the form of stage 3 tax cuts.
My word is my bond.
Well, as we know, clearly his word is not his bond. Where is the $275?
$275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275. $275.
And where is the promise that the cost of living crisis would change under his helm? The backflips, combined with backroom manoeuvring and leaking, was what ultimately brought down Julia Gillard. Rudd and his supporters in the party made the most of a struggling Gillard in the polls and were backgrounding journalists. So while Albo has been busy in his new role as chief socialite of Sydney, there is clearly internal mutiny within the party, and Wong and Gallagher are calling the shots. Labor MPs are on the attack, and it's put the PM at odds with his cabinet colleagues. Is he becoming what he fears the most, a one-term PM?